Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out another game by students of DigiPen Institute. This is Return to the Sky. I have almost no idea what this is actually going to be about. I am told there is a very, very large skull that will be chasing us, and there's a pretty interesting, looks like Middle Eastern vibe, maybe a little bit of like a Prince of Persia journey type style thing going on. I don't know, that's all I can get from the title screen here. I haven't tried this at all, so this is going to be completely new. We can check out the credits, though, just very briefly there. Alright, very nice. We can go to options and see there is full screen, windowed, effects, music, clear data back. Alright, basically no options. How to play? Well, we've got WASD, spacebar, or arrow keys. So those are interchangeable. Basically jump, move left and right, delatch. That is the only wild card here. I'm not sure what we're going to be delatching from, but I guess we'll be figuring that momentarily. I've got a level select, which already tells us a little bit about the scope of the game, if there are enough levels for there to be some selections made. And let us start a new game.
Every night, we stars would gather to watch the people below go about their lives. They were a highly cultured and intelligent society to which we could often relate, but they were overly ambitious. Their ambitions soon drained the world of vital resources, and panic set in. They turned to whatever other resources they could find, but in their attempts they began suffocating themselves in pollution. They needed another resource, something more pure and more powerful to keep their civilization strong. Their greed betrayed us. They soon began reaching up to the skies and ripping my children away from our celestial plane. In silent horror we watched as they harvested us, hundreds at a time. Not even we knew the punishment for such a sin. The spirits of my fallen stars began leaking into the pollution, and up rose a beast that brought devastation and death to the people of the world below. By the time their civilization fell, only I, Polaris, matriarch of the stars, remained in the sky. Eventually, even I fell to the nightmare created below. It was up to me to free my children from this fallen world and return to the sky.
Alright, that was a pretty freaking serious cutscene. I don't think I've seen one like that in quite a while. So here we are. I guess we are playing as the matriarch of the sky? I'm not sure who we are exactly, and we're gonna look past the obvious issues with stealing stars out of the sky. It's, you know, not exactly possible, but, you know, it makes for a very interesting fantasy story. So we'll be running over rooftops here. There's actually very much a Prince of Persia vibe, and the background is really reminding me actually now of a hybrid of like some of the aesthetic of Super Meat Boy, at least with the parallaxing, and then throw in like the aesthetic of the Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery EP. Oh geez, alright, here's the giant smoke death monster. I guess picking up these crystals is going to keep him at bay. So I guess this game is formally some sort of a runner, I suppose. But with a twist and a really lovely visual aesthetic. I'm already kind of falling in love with this one. Didn't take me very long. It's pretty smooth. There's hardly any controls I need to worry about. I'm basically controlling the whole game with just my right hand here and 2 fingers. So pretty accessible. Hopefully I don't miss any of these crystals, or he's going to get pretty quick to be a lead on me. There we go. Hit that whole combo, and I think I got every crystal in that. Those loading screens kind of take me out a little bit. There were actually 2 from the main title screen, which seemed a little odd, because there was one just to load... Whoa, okay, I can grab the updraft there. There's one just to load, like, the main menu's plugs, essentially, and then after that there was another one. Whoa, little jumps, big jumps, I don't know what we're doing here. Alright, that got a little bit awkward, but still worked out pretty nicely. I feel like this could benefit, though, from a little bit of a change. Whoa, okay, I thought I was supposed to be running here, I'm not. Could benefit a little bit from a change in color palette after a while, or maybe that's going to happen. If things get a little brighter, or maybe we could mix up some of the things we see here, the background also, although it is really pretty, I'm not saying it's not. Alright, really? I'm supposed to jump? Okay, that makes sense. This is a pretty natural feeling game, actually. Whoa! Don't eat me! Don't eat me, bro! Alright. Probably shouldn't have gotten out of that. Makes you kind of wonder what the point of the crystals is if he catches up to you that quickly. Oh, I missed a lot in that level, but I still managed to make it out somehow. But this has really nice production values, I have to say. For a student-made game, this is not very far away from being already ready for release. The music, by the way, is outstanding. The art quality is all really professional. That cutscene at the beginning with the voice acting was totally believable, seemed incredibly professional, actually, and polished. So far, we are almost completely positive on this one, or I am anyway. So I just sort of jumped into the skeleton's throat there. Probably don't want to do that. It's nice that they gave us a level to get used to the conventions before we get introduced to this mechanic. Not that it's anything particularly confusing or weird or even particularly difficult. It's actually so far been pretty easy. But that's why I'm sure there's a variety of levels. I'm sure it's going to get a lot more challenging as we go. Now, I'm still curious as to what delatching means. I haven't done any of that yet. Or, I should say, any latching to thereby be delatching from. Oh, we've got a change of musical theme. I wonder if that's going to accompany a change in aesthetic. Nope, not yet. Still, more music is always welcome. I like how these crystals seem to be in a path that actually makes a lot of sense as far as linear progression, which is the thing that sort of bugged me a little bit about Dust Force occasionally. And I know they wanted to encourage players to sort of think out of the box when it came to your paths through the levels. Wow, okay, well this is not going well, there's no crystals here. But yeah, it seemed like Dust Force spent a lot of time trying to basically make you go off the rails. When I find that these types of games, I feel like they're best played by just following the path of, you know, least resistance. Which actually sort of does harken back to that Prince of Persia, which was, what was, 2007 or something like that? 2008? The one with Elika, where you're essentially just walking in whatever path those jewels were to pretty much collect all the things forever. This is... I'm not really sure what I'm doing wrong here. Maybe I'm just supposed to ride along in his mouth for a moment. Well, okay, that wasn't exactly fair. I'm still getting crystals after I'm dead. The one minor complaint I guess I have about the visual aesthetic is just that it comes across a little bit muddy since everything is so muted. I'm not saying it's bad, and honestly this aesthetic could work really well. Just the amount of sheer drab green that's on the screen at any moment seems to be maybe a little prohibitive. There are some really nice flourishes, though. I mean, if you catch in the background, there's this mirrored lavender that's going off of the skeleton. Or the skull, I should say. Well, I'm completely in his mouth. There we go. Maybe I'm just supposed to fall parallel to this stuff. No, don't go in his mouth. There we go. Or maybe... oh, this is where I can delatch. I understand. I was supposed to just be falling right through those. But yeah, if there was a little bit more going on in the foreground with those buildings and that, like, terracotta texture, I think that could probably make for a little bit more engaging visual presentation. But again, not that it's bad now. You know, if you just want to take it to the next level. Would also love to see 360 controller support for this, because it's, although it works great with arrow keys, I have really no complaints about the controls. It just does seem like the type of thing that would be kind of natural to go with an actual controller. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. I know there's always been this contention about claiming things about controllers, whether or not people like them. I personally use them constantly, so I have no reservations about saying that. For those of you who are more PC keyboard purists, you know, I don't have any problem with that either. Oh, okay. I almost feel like you could even add another movement convention into this, maybe an air dash or like a roll. Maybe if you jump from a particularly high spot, maybe you should have to roll... Whoa, okay, that was really bad. Maybe you should have to roll to not take damage or something, or drastically slow yourself. I could see if you hit the ground too hard, maybe you don't, like, die or take damage per se, but it would stagger you for a moment, which is enough time to make the difference. So that would mean you'd also have to be worried about, or at least concerned with, to some degree, your altitude that you're moving through. I'm also wondering about the balancing. It seems like it's, in general, pretty easy, but there are moments that just seem maybe a little bit cheap, like he catches up all of a sudden as if this was like a Mario Kart Rubber Band AI moment, which I'm not a huge fan of. In general, I feel like if you earned a lead, you should have that lead. Although we are dealing with a supernatural specter of some sort, so we can't really say that the rules of kart racing apply here. So far, so good. You know, I've had a couple of deaths, but they were completely all due to my own negligence or lack of understanding for the controls. Which, again, not like there's a lot to understand. Just forgot to hit down that time when I needed to hit down. I really like that when he, or the character, I'm not sure if it's he or she, I can't really tell, but when the character approaches a ledge, that they jump right up the ledge like that. Definitely feels like there's more of a conservation of momentum, although I could see that being taken to an even further extreme. Oh, that's going to be annoying. Oh, okay, there's a gap on one side, that makes it easier. Right now, it feels like if you stop, you pretty much instantly stop. There's no sense of if you're doing particularly well, you're going to keep doing particularly well because you're building momentum. It's like you could just go from doing perfectly to instantly dying if you make a particularly bad mistake. Thankfully, though, the level design seems reasonably forgiving. Although I'm not sure how many levels there are, I imagine hopefully they take this to the furthest extreme of how difficult this could be. Because like I said, the premise seems fun enough. Although there doesn't maybe seem to be enough iteration on this concept, maybe this could be taken further. I don't know if that's the case, that they haven't done this as we get further, and maybe there are new game conventions, but right now we're operating off of the same thing that we were operating off of as of, like, level 2. It'd be kind of cool if I hit all of those, if maybe I could just, like, completely kill the skeleton. You know, I could see that being, like, an obvious way to get another convention in, is, like, have a quick time event if it gets too close to you or something. Maybe you have to fend it off. Or maybe there's a moment where you find a green jewel or something, which will knock the skeleton back extra far, so you have to, like, stagger your use of those. Or maybe, like, a consumable item could be added to the mix. You know, if you hit the control key or something, it releases some sort of a shockwave, which will knock it back for a moment. So there's definitely a lot of opportunities for expansion of this style of gameplay, and I think this is a very nice start. In terms of presentation, like I said, we're pretty much firing on all cylinders. There are just a few little things that could be really worked on, but this is already... the foundation is well laid, is what I'm trying to say. I'm kind of a sucker for this type of thing. I mean, really, it's just bare essentials platforming. There's not a whole lot else going on, and I'm totally fine with that. That has never bothered me. Dexterity-based games, things that are driven around your comprehension of level design, your ability to quickly parse things and react to them. I find that to be some of the most gratifying type of game that's out there, genre-wise. I know not everybody feels that way, but that's just me. But yeah, that's why I resonated so well with Super Meat Boy, because essentially this is that. That Super Meat Boy was just taken even to a further extreme. I mean, there were levels in Super Meat Boy that almost exactly mirrored what's going on in this entire game, minus the collecting. That's the one thing they didn't really do. And out of nowhere, the frame rate just got really weird, so I don't know what that's about. This is one game that definitely wants to run at 60 frames per second. Well, alright, well, you're getting slow-mo mode for this last few moments here. I guess we're actually going to probably wrap this up after this level. Alright, this is a little awkward. This, structure that I just climbed there was like, oh, well, screw momentum, we'll just, very slowly ascend this tower. I would like to check out the level select in case it says how many levels there are, actually. Alright, there we go. That's a little bit better. That's more what I was looking for. Oh, and then we get to follow this jet stream here. And it looks like the frame rate has recovered. So now I need to actually map my way through these jet streams to get the most jewels. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to get all of these. Maybe they're actually stars, not so much jewels. I suppose that would probably make more sense. Oh, I guess I won the game.
I emerge from the big small below, the monster still doggedly chase. Upon my will, my dear ones and I ascended higher into the sky than ever before. The demon could climb no further. Only his mournful cries and screams can find us, and we are safe to watch the nightmares suffer in his wreck below. May civilization never reach us again, for we have returned to the sky.
What an outstanding presentation, I have to say. I really wasn't expecting anything of this caliber. Not to say that I shouldn't expect it, just like I didn't think by the premise that we were going to be going in such a grandiose way into what we're doing here. So yeah, all in all, Return to the Sky, very cool. 2 thumbs up. Definitely go give it a download yourself if you'd like to. Link's going to be right in the description. It's totally free. Again, by students at DigiPen Institute. So yeah, go give them the bump if you want. Go check it out. Talk about it. Tell your friends. Maybe make a video response to this one if you liked it enough. I'd love to hear your opinions. Let me know in the comments what you think about this game. And, of course, as always, remember to head on over to the website so you can check out lots more in the series. Over 400 episodes now and going strong. You can check out all of them. They're sorted by tags. They're sorted by distribution method. If you have a specific genre in mind, if you go on over to indie-impressions.com, you can sort through them all however you like. Aside from that, I've also got a Facebook page for the series, facebook.com/indieimpressions. If you'd like to leave a like on that, just takes a moment. That way you can stay up on what's going on with the channel. I do news updates, I do occasional game giveaways and contests, and I post every day's new video over there, so it makes it nice and convenient if you want to share them with friends or if you just want to check it out. That's one way to get linked in with what's going on. Aside from that, if you're an indie dev and you want to get in contact with me about the possibility of showing off your game on the channel, quickest ways to reach me are to either send me a tweet over at @RockLeeSmile on Twitter, or I have a contact form available right on indie-impressions.com, so feel free to send me an email. I'm open to chat with anybody about pretty much anything, so really, just take that first step. That's all it takes. Although my backlog, of course, is still pretty substantial. I would say I probably have at least 300 games I still need to play, and I just keep finding new ones. So, you know, as much as I try to stay on track, I just let myself get completely distracted. But that's part of what I think this journey is all about. We go where we go. There is no rhyme or reason to it, unless I do try to occasionally coordinate certain videos with certain game releases. But for the most part, I like to just sort of aimlessly meander to whatever looks nice at the moment. That's just my style, I suppose. I do try to mix it up, though, so it's not all the same stuff all the time. You know, if I do 2 or 3 platformers in a row, I'll try to do something a little bit out of the box for that, although it might just end up being another platformer, who knows. That is going to do it for another episode, guys. As always, remember to come back again tomorrow. I do a new episode each and every day. If you missed anything, all my social media links are right in the description, as well as the link to go grab this game, so please do that. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Have a lovely night. I will see you later.